tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Let it begin, Jared.
I love that. The scene when the song's playing in the background and he pushes
up the garage door.
You kind of picture like what it looked like maybe when the president showed up. Like if it could only be that badass, but you know it wasn't.
When he went to go let the president out and had to push the garage door back up.
Yeah.
To let the president exit.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Everything was tinted, so everything was just dark and just depressing probably.
Right.
Hi.
Hi,
it's the
everyone.
Maron After Show for AfterBuzz TV. I'm Jared Gilkerson alongside, come on, give
Blake
it up.
V.
I like
bringing it to you.
You have a nice, it's better when you say it. I like when you say
Jared.
Blake V. It
Blake
just sounds
V.
good. Good cadence.
You know I've been saying it all my life, so comes naturally.
Yeah. And hopefully you're watching us live on YouTube or later on YouTube or listening to us off of iTunes, SoundCloud, all that good stuff. We love when you listen and you thumbs up and you give us criticisms. I actually prefer criticism over, kindness. I respond better to criticism.
Do you? Do you now?
Give everything to us.
Okay, everything.
Yeah.
We're expecting it.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
And,
hello. Welcome.
Another episode in the book. You can always find me at Gilkerson Radio on Twitter. Where can they find you?
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Blake V Media.
She's a good follow.
So's Jared.
One of the best. Oh, man.
It's
Just patting
true.
ourselves on the back today. So we're in episode 9 already.
We are.
Yeah.
We are indeed.
Season 3.
Yes.
What did you think going in when you just saw the title, like Antidepressed? Were you kind of excited because you knew Marc could play that well, or what were you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if excited is the word, but definitely like I could see it going there.
Yeah.
Like when you see Marc, he plays the kind of like neurotic person prone to needing some sort of psychological assistance in some capacity. So, it made sense to me.
Yeah, I was actually getting kind of excited because I knew he could play something like that pretty well.
Completely.
And he's already kind of neurotic, so you knew they were going to take this episode in some weird way. But we could just jump right into it.
Let's do it. Let's just get there.
Speaking of garages, we'll just stay on the whole garage thing. He meets with is that his manager? Because he has like
Yes.
5 managers.
Yes, I believe it's his manager, Emily.
Yeah.
I think her name is Emily.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we found out it is Lucy Davis, actress
Yes,
Lucy
from
Davis.
Shaun of the Dead.
I know. I was sitting there. We're sitting there and watching it together and going, I think that's the girl from Shaun of the Dead. Like, she looks completely different.
She does. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not sure. Let's look it up. Let's
It's
find
her.
that out. Lo and behold, it's her.
It's her. And then we heard the accent.
Yes.
And she usually kind of looked like Baby Spice.
She did. She
back in the
totally
day.
did.
I'm not sure what Spice
Yes.
she looks like now. So
She
I just don't know.
still is very lovely.
Yeah, she's a lovely, lovely woman.
She's great as the manager.
And apparently they're buddies. I don't know how they know
Yeah.
each other, but like there's pictures online of her and Maron hanging out,
Yes.
doing their thing.
I know.
So-
And then how funny to have this opportunity to like have your show and just bring everyone you know on it.
Yeah.
You know, all your friends, all your comic friends. It's kind of awesome.
I love that more comedians are doing that. Back in the day when you had more, I guess, traditional shows like like Seinfeld and Cheers or whatnot. It wasn't like Seinfeld was. He brought on. He kind of started a little bit. He brought on a few comedians here and there, but now Louis and Maron and all these shows. These guys are just all bringing on their friends, and it's got to be cool for comedians because it's just it's kind of like musicians. Other musicians will say, "Oh my God, there's so many talented artists out there that people don't hear." And there's so many great comedians that people don't hear.
Yeah.
And it's great that they now kind of have a voice and people can find them. And it's like all you need is a cameo in a show and then someone to find you on Twitter and, oh, okay, he was funny. I'll go to his show.
That is completely true. Yes. And it's something about now, too. Any type of show, whether it be on TV or otherwise, there's just so much interconnectivity now between the viewers and the comedians themselves. So it's a lot easier to bring on your buddies and your people who are in the same, industry and stuff like that. And then everybody who appreciates comedy or whatever the field is gets a chance to become familiar with everything. It's an awesome time to be, around podcasting and comedy and all kinds of stuff. It's just like there for you. Speaking of comedy and finding really good, unknown comedians, I just went to a stand-up show last night.
Where'd you go?
Okay, so it was for a girlfriend of mine's birthday, the Allison Dean, my YouTube cohort.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I think I
right.
saw her pop in today.
She did. She said hello to us.
Yeah.
Yes. My girl Allison, it's her birthday. And so yesterday we did a whole extravaganza. Here in LA, one of our buddies, his name is Scott Neary, he has a kind of stand-up sideshow sort of extravaganza that he puts on called Booby Trap. And he had excellent talent at the show last night and some great stand-up people.
Where was it?
Look, it was right off of Temple.
Let's get local.
Let's totally get local.
Downtown.
Downtown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it was awesome. And it was just very cool because it was very low key, but like excellent talent. Like he puts this together, from his soul and brings it to everyone. And it was great. And there was some really untapped talent, and we were stoked to be a part of it. So speaking of like your community and untapped talent and new things to find out, people are putting on awesome things every single day, and it's just a matter of like getting out there and finding what people have to offer. But there are so many great people that have so much to offer.
Yeah, I'm a huge comedy fan, and I listen to a lot every day. And you kind of feel like you're in this little, not like it's too cool, but I don't know. I'm never exposed to the same thing twice, the same story. Like the same stories, I'll hear comedians tell stories, but like the material's different, and I don't like to hear just stand-up material. It's fun when you just hear Patton Oswalt. He was a guest tonight on Maron's show. When you just hear him talk, just about life. Yeah. And I just like people's lives and their stories. So it's cool. And of course, Marc finally gets some freedom to, make the set the way he wants. He doesn't want a garage set for his stand-up. He wants to do something else. So the guy who's producing the show says, okay, I like to give you whatever you want. You're Marc Maron. You have the freedom. Marc's like, wow, this is amazing. He has zero ideas. None. No ideas. So like comedians are always, asking for freedom to talk about what they want. And now he just doesn't have his own
And of course, Marc is so quick to complain. Yeah. He's like, no, I don't want any of this. And then when he's given the opportunity to say what he wants, he's like, don't really know.
I got nothing. Yeah. And at the same time, he's, has no feeling in his hands.
He's got the anxiety.
Getting neurotic.
Right.
Do you ever have, I think everyone has their own kind of hypochondriac days or a little OCD days. It's me cleaning my earphones before. And you don't know what's kind of acceptable because like some people hide it pretty well. But I mean, you got to have like what's an you
I have all of them.
What's an ism? Like is there something that you're like you're just not it's teetering on if it's common or like well I think it's acceptable. But
honestly, I get the Maron. I get the tingly body. Yes.
And you turn it into a disease, life-threatening.
Well, I definitely know that it's stress, and I feel like there have been times where I've turned it into a life-threatening thing, but I get it so much that I know it's not now. It's like I've surpassed the Maron. I'm like more neurotic than Maron. Imagine that. I totally get the tinglies when I'm super stressed, and then I'm just like, oh man, it's the tinglies. Like
is that what you call it? You name it?
The tinglies. Yeah.
One time I was driving back from Florida, my friend. It was
got the
snowing.
tinglies?
No, it was snowing, and he says, "I've got the fuzzies," and he was hitting the rumble strips in the road in the snow. We're like, "You need pull over," or someone else is driving.
Is that what you call them, by the way? The rumble strips?
Rumble strip.
That's what you call them?
Yeah. What do you call it?
Oh, I didn't know that there was a name for it. I just called them those things that make that weird sound on your car when you pull to the side.
Alexis, what do you call them? Like rumble strips?
I didn't know they had a name.
I knew they had a name, but I can't recall what it is. But I've called them like the rumbles like strips, not like rumble strips, but like the rumblies. I usually call them, even though it's weird because most people call them.
Yeah.
I would just call them rumbles stripskins.
Rumble stripskins.
Rumbles.
Wait! I have the perfect
rumble stripskins.
Oh no! It's an excuse. Yeah, I like this.
There we go. Show. There we go. We took it there. I didn't know those had a name.
Yeah, I like when people have these different. I thought you were gonna have some like my
What's
friends
your
back
neurosis?
From oh God,
Oh, you've got all of them too?
You got the germaphobe thing.
Okay.
And I think I like to think I err on the side of just kind of good judgment.
Okay.
But there definitely are some times where it's like...
You take it a little crazy,
I'll
extreme.
admit to things. Like, if the hand sanitizer is in the building, like in my office building, chances are I'm going to use... If it's there, I'm using it.
Okay.
Like, if I'm going to go eat lunch... and I just touched like a doorknob, I'm using the hand sanitizer.
Okay, fair enough.
Is that odd?
No, I mean, I don't think that's super odd.
I just feel weird that people can go to lunch and just immediately sit down and they've been working all day and they'll just eat with their hands.
Nope, nope. Honey bunches and nope.
Are you saying nope, like disagree
Yeah, like
with
literally nope. Like I can't do that. Like I
can't
can't
just
sit
sit
there
down.
and eat or do something and then about to sit down and like stuff my face with food. Like
weird.
it's really gross. Like especially like since I engineer here, there's like hundreds of people who come in and out of this place. So me like shaking people's hands or giving hugs and then it's like sit down, I'm like, no, and like I'll get up and like,
don't you get that feeling on your hands too? Like when it's been a couple hours or you've touched a ton of things, it's like a grubby feeling on your hands and you're just like, oh, I can't deal with life. It's all too dirty and crazy in here.
Wow, oh my gosh.
Do we have a caller?
This could, Hello? Oh my God.
there was someone calling in and it looked like that we needed to answer. So I was like, oh,
well,
I have
time.
two quick things before we get into it here.
What's
First of
happening?
all,
Look at this guy.
wrap it up.
He's just
way more
taking over.
times. I'm trying to watch the AfterBuzz Maron show.
What's that? Sorry, wait. Oh, sorry, we just jumped right into it. I heard that we had a caller on the line, and I wasn't sure who we had on. Who do we got?
My name is Jason.
Oh,
Hi, Jason.
How are you?
Thanks for calling. We're great.
Well, thank you for
We're just
having
great.
me. I was just saying that you guys came on a little bit late, and I wanted Wayward Pines to wrap it up.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
You know,
we've got a
But
message
also,
for them.
I've got to agree with Jared. They are Rumble strips.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I think we're all
There you go.
agreeing.
Yeah.
Rumble
I think
strips.
what Blake was trying to say was that she just didn't know. She
I
never
never knew
heard
the
the
name.
name for them.
Yeah, never knew the name.
So it's like bubbler back
Yeah.
east. Like the people in Boston call the drinking fountain a bubbler, and I've never
bubbler.
heard that.
Well, no, it's not actually bubbler. It's bubbler.
Oh yeah, sorry,
The
bubbler.
bubbler.
Jason,
You going over to water bubbler? Yeah, I'm going over to water bubbler.
I like this guy. No,
This is great.
Jason.
He's full
Sorry, that's my
of
dog
knowledge.
barking.
Oh man,
He's very
dogs.
upset about this.
Dogs.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're okay. I'm hearing. Okay, this is kind of fun because we never get call. We've had one caller before. It's kind of fun. I encourage everyone to call up. Check my Twitter. Check my Facebook. I got the number on there. Call in. We'll talk some Maron. Jason,
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
going on with Maron tonight, or what do you like about this season? What's going on? Just talk some Maron.
I'll tell you what, I need more cats.
You need more cats. Okay.
He's-
do you,
Yeah,
I'm
do you
sitting
have
here,
cats?
I'm looking at my cat. His name's Gizmo. He's a hell of a guy. And we want more
Gizmo.
cats.
What? It's okay. I lean more cat than dog these days. Okay. Well, now I'm frustrated
By the
because
way, I also want to say before you continue, I love my byline.
what's that?
I love my byline.
Oh, you're watching live.
because you love cats, right?
That-
we
yes, that's
assume.
true.
That was me.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he's talking. He got a chance to chit chat with our engineer beforehand, and he was just raving about cats. And
Loving the cats.
true.
We need more cats.
Yeah.
well, Mark used to have Boomer on the show.
He did.
And then Boomer's either dead or lost.
He's missing. And he's
Yeah.
incorporated him into the ending of the show. His production
Oh, yeah,
tagline,
yeah.
Boomer Lives.
Boomer lives.
That's right.
Jason, okay, you said you're a
Yeah.
cat guy, and most cat people have some kind of horrific story. Like, is there like a cat, like a ridiculous cat story or something like that you have, like losing a cat?
I've had the Giz. I call him the Giz. I've had the
Giz.
Giz for about 6 years now. And I did have a story about 3 or 4 months ago. I lost him.
Oh no.
Yeah.
For
I
how
was at my
long?
dog
How long
house,
was he
and,
missing?
like, how long was he missing for?
Yes.
Silence. How long?
Oh, I thought she asked me a question. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
how long? She said how long. But, come on,
He was
Blake.
gone for 12 hours. 12 hours.
That's a long time.
I didn't know where he was.
Is that
I know.
That's a horribly long time.
So when's
Yeah, I
when's
wanna-
the teetering
Go ahead.
point?
Go ahead, Jared.
Yeah, it's my show. Okay. No, when's like the tipping point with a cat? Like when it's like, oh no, I'm never getting them back. Like, is it like how many hours or days?
Sundown, sunset.
I think it was, I gave it about, well, here's the thing is I lost him overnight. So I didn't
That's the
realize he
worst.
was gone until when I woke up the next morning and I'm checking the food bowl here, kitty, kitty, you know, like you don't do.
You don't call him like you don't say that.
And he wasn't there.
I think he does.
Wasn't there. So then I'm walking around in the yard, or in the neighborhood, and I'm like, oh God, cat's gone. And you start mentally preparing for the cat being gone forever.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing Jay like
The overnight is the worst, though. That's the worst type of missing. I feel like
homeboy was outside the whole night.
Yeah, no, that's terrible. Because there's coyotes and thieves and all kinds of things that can hurt a cat. And
coyotes and thieves.
that's like a song.
Here's
Is
the
that
thing
like
about
a Cher song or something?
I know.
Hashtag
I felt
coyotes
okay
and
about it, though,
thieves.
because my neighborhood is very, what's the word I'm looking for? White. So I knew no one's going to want to steal a cat.
Okay.
You know? It's a very Jewish neighborhood, too. So I figured, okay, if I don't do anything, it's going to be my emergency menorah for my Jewish friends come over.
There you have it. If anybody's
yeah.
not going to steal a cat, it's a white Jewish person, right?
Exactly.
I thought my whole tipping point is at like 2 hours, and you're like, I got to get a new cat.
Oh, that's all you're going to give it, huh, Jared? Okay.
You give up so easily.
You do.
This guy's passionate about his cats.
I love
it.
I'm a cat dude as well.
Yeah?
A cat dude.
Yeah.
That's
Do
right.
you have one?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes,
What's
I
the
do.
name?
What's her name?
Her name is Whittles.
Riddle?
Whittles with a W.
Oh, Whittle.
That's eerily close to a family that was named in the movie Jury Duty with Pauly Shore.
Really?
Yeah, he lived in a trailer park, and next door was the Woodalls.
Oh, the Woodalls.
Yeah, sorry,
no.
continue.
Yeah, this is definitely
Jason,
Whittles.
pipe down. Jason, pipe down. She's talking.
Sorry.
All right.
Christ.
Sorry, Jason. We don't mean to cut you off here. My cat's name is Whittles. Yeah, and every time I take her to the vet, they love her name, and they're always like, "Oh, Whittles, Whittles, oh, Whittles," and that's part of the
Gizmo,
appeal.
Whittles.
Yeah.
I kind of like human names
How often
for
do you take your
animals.
cat to the vet?
Well,
This is kinda
annually. I don't know. I keep
Does
her
she
up to
have the
date.
mange?
How dare you, sir? No mange for my Whittles.
Question. I'm just, looking out for your best interest.
Yeah, I mean, I vaccinate my cat. Do you vaccinate Gizmo? The Giz? Does the Giz have the mange?
Proper inoculations, yes.
Good. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear it.
Oh my God.
Glad to hear
This
it.
is great. This is great.
Although the end result actually was a blessing in disguise. We want to, bring it all the way back to the cat being lost story. When I found him underneath my building, I was like, well, okay, I'm freaking out. What's wrong with him? Did he have like tetanus now? Did he get bit by something? So I took him to the vet. Lo and behold, homeboy's got gingivitis.
No.
Oh, jeez. How's the plaque situation?
Oh,
and
man.
they had to remove a molar.
Oh.
Oh my
So it's lucky
God.
that I took him.
Sometimes
Otherwise,
it's
he
necessary.
could be,
Yeah.
toothless right now.
I hope
Right.
this whole time he's just talking about like just a wooden cat. He's just a crazy man.
It's not
somewhere
even
in
a real
Los
cat.
Angeles. He's just stroking a wooden
Yes.
cat.
Our producer Alexis
know you're
was-
fake.
Well,
Our producer
all
Alexis
three
was going to
viewers right
chime
now.
in.
No, I was literally gonna say that I also had a cat a long time ago, and he was named Zoidberg after the Futurama.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because the way his spots moved, it looked like a lobster claw. So I called him
nice.
Zoidberg, and also anytime that he used to
Wow.
meow as a kitten.
We're getting very deep right now.
We are.
Anytime he used to meow as a kitten, it always sounded like he was going whoop, 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 but he was like.
Oh my God, cute.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's adorable,
But
Alexis.
are they all now? Is Zoidberg dead?
He was 16 years old. He was.
Oh, wow.
old.
Oh, he had a good life.
Wait,
Yeah,
so
but-
who's the third part of the party here?
Oh, I'm
I didn't
Alexis.
catch
I'm
that
Oh,
the
part.
producer
yeah.
behind
Our producer
Yeah.
off camera.
off camera.
Oh.
The lovely, beautiful, wonderful Alexis.
I'm the one who's switching cameras
Yeah.
right now.
There we
You
go.
can
Whoa,
see.
Oh, I
whoa.
see. So you're also directing.
Yeah.
She
She's
is.
producing. She's directing.
She's in charge of the whole
spinning
show.
tonight.
Now, I think that she should prove that she doesn't have a face for radio and come out behind the camera.
She is gorgeous and beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
I agree. I think
I
she
can
should.
turn on my camera.
Oh,
Yeah,
do it,
yeah.
I
girl.
want to
Do
believe
it.
you.
Yeah,
But
turn on
The
your camera.
world needs
I
to
like
see.
the show tonight. The show has gotten pretty just random. This is fun. I always encourage people to chime in. Can we get a nice shot of Alexis?
Of our lovely producer.
Because our caller wants to
keep
see.
in mind, I'm on like a 4-minute delay.
Oh,
right now.
shut up.
All right, that's me.
Yeah.
Hello.
So you'll see her.
Hi,
you'll-
Alexis.
I'll be sure to react in 5 minutes.
Yeah, do it, yeah.
I'll keep it on my face for a little bit, but
Jason,
yeah.
Oh, sweet.
thanks
Yay.
for Jason. We appreciate you calling in. We love when the fans get to chime in. And
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
and it's I think I got your Twitter from earlier. I think Alexis got it's at Jason Carapesi on Twitter.
Yep, I'm about to put it up
I
there
have a
right
very
now.
original handle.
Yeah, you
Sounds
can't be
very creative.
as media related as us, radio and media over here. So I like just a straight name. So
Hey, there she is. Now I see her.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. I love this reaction time.
Fantastic. I feel like I'm in a cobble.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know what's happening.
Jason, you're a character. This is great.
Dallas Cowboy.
Jason, you should think about hosting your show. Seriously, consider it.
Yeah. Come on over to AfterBuzz.
Okay.
This is great.
Oh, man, I have recommendations already.
Ooh.
Yeah. Hopefully you can call on next week. We'll actually talk about the show.
Not every week we can talk about the show, you know.
Jason, we're cutting you off.
Nice to meet you, Jason. Thanks for calling.
Bye, Jason.
Likewise. Thank you. Bye. Goodbye. Bye.
Oh, that was lovely. I love it. See,
That was totally lovely.
I love when we had that one caller a couple weeks ago that talked about Dr. Drew because he was on, and I like when people call up and they don't want to talk about specifically the storylines. Like he just wanted to talk about the lack of cats, and then look where it just took us. Took us on an adventure of cats.
It's great. These tangents are great.
Zoidberg.
That's what Marc Maron does for us. Expands.
Brings us joy.
Yeah, brings us joy.
Yeah.
Expands our horizons.
Yeah. We could jump back in, I guess. We could hit some highlights. Basically, it comes down to Mark. He's hyper. He's neurotic. He's on a date with a model.
He's so neurotic that he's just completely self-involved and cannot pay attention to a single other person in his midst.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but then it's the model is loving it. Like she's
like,
it's
oh,
a
I've never had someone play hard to get.
Yeah. So he's just not interested. I love the doctor scene. First off, because the doctor oddly looked like Maron in 30 years.
Okay, he looked like a combination of Maron's father and Michael Douglas.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I see it. But
he totally did.
He was kind of hitting on a few things that was hilarious because whenever doctors do tests with you, sometimes a lot of them feel just ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And so he was hitting on that, but he's also hitting on like when you go there, he's just already in his boxers. He's already in his undies.
That's right.
And the doctor's like, "Why'd you take your clothes off?"
Yeah, he's like, "It's not that serious
I thought you were
yet."
supposed to. Like that was his answer.
Okay,
that's hilarious.
I don't know if this puts me in the same neurotic category as Mark. I'm sure it does, but I feel like that's the thing now. I don't know if you've been to a doctor recently, but if I've been to a doctor in the
what are you saying? Are you saying I'm due?
I feel like that's what it is. They'll barely look at you or barely analyze anything and just be like, "No, you're fine." Like you could be dying inside, and they're like, "No, you're fine."
Inside
because it's not an
that's
external
why he asked
situation.
For the MRI.
Hell
he demanded an MRI.
I think I have done that too.
Have you demanded an MRI? Really?
I think so. Have
you ever got one of those, like CAT scan or MRI?
Yeah.
And it's just that annoying, like he would say, like the clicking and it was
yes.
neurotic.
I've totally had a CAT scan and totes CAT scan. Totes. And I feel like I've had to demand any sort of additional care. I feel like I've not gotten proper care. I'm with you, Mark. I've not gotten proper care.
I don't know what this is. This has now become some kind of healthcare show.
We need Dr. Drew here. Like he visited Maron a few weeks ago. We need him here on AfterBuzz to help.
But I prefer that doctor over the one that gave him the antidepressants. Is it? I say when it's antidepressants, I say antidepressants, not antidepressants. What do you?
I think I say anti.
Yeah.
Depressants, but it's kind of the same thing as like Caribbean or Caribbean.
Yeah.
It depends on how you're saying it.
Yeah.
Like if you're talking about the Pirates of Caribbean.
Yeah.
I would say
we
Caribbean.
always talk about pronunciation on this show.
We might.
It's probably me. I bring it up.
We must be grammar fans.
Yeah.
Look at us.
I
We're
won't
linguists
do the schedule or yeah, schedule. That's very British. Yeah, schedule or rarely caramel, but
But when it comes to the antidepressants.
Yeah, antidepressants. But that doctor was just the doctor that tries to be too funny and too clever. And that whole conversation was giving me anxiety. I couldn't watch it anymore because Mark's just like pointing at the prescription. He's like, just write it. But I prefer a doctor that's a little colder and more straightforward. I would hate to have a doctor that thinks they're funny. I prefer kind of a doctor who's a dick.
Yeah. No, I don't know so much about a dick, but
just give it to me straight.
We're serious. Yeah, because I feel like your health is important. And when you have like a jokester, trying to make light with you, you're like, no, this is serious. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Make me at ease. And what was funny about the doctor giving the prescription to Mark was I noticed that not only was he funny, or he thought he was, but in the middle,
funny.
Maybe, but But in the middle, he's like, oh no, this is the way it is. Trust me. And that is such a peeve of mine. I hate when people say trust me.
Yeah.
When it's a stranger you've
I've never thought about it.
Oh my God, when it's a stranger you've never met in life and they're just like, trust me.
Well,
trust me. I'm like, I don't know.
I can see if you're at a bar and getting like a drink and someone's like, hey, trust me. Like that's weird.
What are doctors and politicians omnipotent? Like, are you just going to be like,
well,
oh yes, I'll trust you.
You could slap a lawsuit on a doctor, I would think, right?
Yeah, but then what kind of hassle is that? Then you have to like find a lawyer who's going to take it. Then you have to pay money for the to retain him. And then you have to take off work. And then you have to like go to court and like fight this. I'm on the bandwagon with Mark. I thought about this stuff.
Wow. Wow.
And no, I don't trust the doctor.
No,
or anyone else who says trust. Well, anybody who says trust me. It's kind of like someone who has to really like sell themselves before you've gotten a chance to know.
Too hard.
Like if I came to you and I was like, "Hey, I'm the world's best supermodel and I've traveled the world and it's amazing and I make $1 million. Don't you believe me?" Wouldn't you be like that? I don't know.
If you put your hand on your hip and do
and
that.
I move like this.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "Hey."
I'm like, models don't do that. Like they don't. But yeah, that is true. People
trust me, Jared.
Trying to
trust
oversell
me.
themselves.
This is what happens.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, a little bit of an oversell. I don't do
I
don't do well with the oversell.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
We kind of get into the part of Patton Oswalt, which it seems like every time they do this part of the show, sometimes you can kind of see who's maybe trying to act and who's not. I probably say it every week, but I think this one just took a step up. This conversation between him and Patton about it just started off with being how Maron's obsessed with reading psychology books, and it's like his Twilights. It's like, oh, what's the new thing? Like, I got to read the new like psychology text. And then it got into them seeing Pulp Fiction 20 years ago, and you knew that was a real story.
Yeah,
like that has. I mean, if did you believe? I believe they actually did.
I totally believed it, and that's the highlight of the show for me is that little glimpse into the podcast because I love Maron's podcast. I know that we're both fans of it, and I love how he peppers that into the show and just peppers.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, he just peppers it in there. Yeah, and it's great because we see like a little highlight of like the behind the scenes.
Yeah, it feels. Like you can kind of tell the parts like where Mark was being a little neurotic and kind of like my hands, like that's the show, like back to the show.
Yep.
But then when they're talking about seeing the movies together and him, one of the best quotes in this whole thing was when Patton said, Mark told Patton that are you burning this, like are you gonna burn the script that you're working on? And when they went to go see Pulp Fiction, he's like, are you finally going to burn that script? And he said it was delivered so well. Patton as a comic was like, you nailed it, but why did you have to nail it? Because it just hurt. It hurt his feelings. It just hurt so bad. Like, why did you have to nail it? But you nailed it. And I love how he admits, like, a good comic will always admit, like, damn it, that you got me with
Patton's
that.
good at that too.
Yeah.
Like he does that all the time.
It's like self-deprecating, but to the right point.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's true.
Yeah. A little truth in there's some truth in there, but it's 20 years ago, and it's who cares? And Patton probably could admit that he was a little like weasel, and he was addicted to movies, and we were talking about that earlier, how he was addicted to movies back in the day, and he's
totally
always
and like the thought process behind it, because he even said, like his obsession was such that he felt like he needed to watch every movie that he possibly could so that he could become a director. Yeah. And then I was like, well, I wonder what that connection is. Like, why would you decide that you need to see every movie ever to become a director? Plenty of directors don't see all the movies in the world. And
over eager, then he realizes that other people in the theater are just sad and depressing.
Yeah, he's like, this is not the approach that I need to do.
I'm glad he changed. I mean, he can play a really good depressing character. I don't know if you've ever seen it in the movie. It's called Big Fan.
I haven't.
Go see Big Fan. He just plays an obsessed Giants fan.
Okay.
But it's like he still lives with his mom, and it's just and he actually gets in a fight with one of the players and could sue him for millions, but doesn't want to because he doesn't want the team to suffer. And but he plays this
conflicted.
You hate him, but it's like you're like this idiot. But he plays it so good. So maybe he's taking some real life experiences.
That kind of makes me think of the character that he played in King of Queens.
God,
as
I
Kevin
forgot
James'
he was
buddy.
in that.
Yeah, and he played like that exact character, like the guy who lives with his mom and who's just kind of like can't get life together on his own.
A King of Queens reference tonight.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love King of Queens.
Did you?
Yeah.
I liked Leah Remini. Is that her name?
I love her.
I liked her in Saved by the Bell, the beach.
Oh, we're taking it back now,
The
Jared.
beach stuff.
We're taking it back.
What was it, Hawaii?
Was it Hawaii?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I remember her on it.
Yeah.
I loved Leah Remini and Kevin James together. They are one of my all-time favorite
Wow.
on-screen couples
Yeah.
for sitcom purposes.
Okay.
Only bested by Roseanne and Dan.
Oh my God.
Roseanne and
You
Dan
got a little
Connor.
white trash in
Anyone?
ya.
Anyone? Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
That was on okay, I do love John Goodman. And
He's the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm a huge Roseanne fan. Sorry.
Yeah.
Huge.
God, I can't think of a favorite. I'll just say Jerry and Elaine because they were never really
But they weren't
together.
even like a couple.
That was the point. That's why I kind of liked it.
Okay.
Because they could kind of mess with each other, but it was
Okay.
never serious. I never liked.
You didn't have like a couple.
I didn't want a couple. I don't want to have an endearing moment while I'm watching a sitcom or a comedy.
Why?
No, I don't want it.
Oh,
I don't want
Jared.
it. No feelings.
Jared.
I don't know what those are.
Keep those far away.
Yeah, I don't want to be involved. But we'll try to wrap this up cleanly as possible. We had some Eddie Pepitone tonight, comedian.
We did.
He's a famous LA comedian. I had to remind myself, like, Eddie Pepitone. But he's been in, like, the LA comedy scene for a long time.
Yes, and he must be really good buddies with Mark
Yeah.
because they highlighted him in last season.
Yeah,
It was one of the
yeah.
last episodes where they go to visit him out in the desert in his trailer park home, and they're kind of like sad for his existence. He's like a struggling comic, and they go to visit him, and he dies.
Yeah.
He's
well,
dead
now
in
he
his
comes
trailer.
back as the ghost. He's
He
got
does.
the chains and everything.
The ghost of Stu.
Ghost of Stu. I just keep seeing my note, nobody wants a funny doctor. Just get rid of it. I already said that, Jared.
That's the main theme of tonight.
Yeah.
Nobody wants a funny doctor.
Yeah, that could be a name of the episode.
Yeah.
Mark eventually dumps all the pills because he's like, I don't need to be seeing these visions, and
Not worth it.
I have a model half naked in my bedroom. I need to go and figure this thing out.
Handle that.
So I think he just realizes he's just a neurotic guy, and he was just kind of having a freak out week, and he's fine.
Yeah.
Who doesn't have that?
Right. He
Right?
recognized it. He
Yeah.
dealt with it. He got a model.
Yeah.
End of story.
Yeah.
If only everyone's story ended like that, right?
He got a model.
If only everyone got the model.
Yeah.
Right?
Ugh.
Life.
Did you
Oh, Mark.
have a favorite part of the episode, quickly? Like anything that really stood? I mean, did you like the Patton stuff?
I loved the Patton stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I love all the podcast moments. Those are definitely my favorite.
Yeah.
Those are easily my favorite. I like Mark's little quips. How, like, for example, I think probably outside of the podcast, my favorite moment was when he was talking to Andy Kindler on the couch, and he was completely self-involved with his own issues, and Andy was like talking to him about things and asking him questions and whatever, and all he could be is like, oh, me. These bagels over here, are we eating these? What's happening?
Well, that kind of goes to my point I'll make very quickly. He always said, when Patton wraps it up, he goes, your fans are depending on you to talk about yourself. Like,
Yeah.
don't let them down. And,
It's true.
And they both can realize that Mark, on his podcast, can get at it. Like, he just talks about himself like a little too much sometimes, but it's fun because he's just kind of trapped in his own head.
Right.
And they had this moment in the show where it just seemed like a genuine laugh between them, the two of them. Like, I understand, like, they kind of jabbed at each other about like burning your script 20 years ago, and he's like, "Yeah, get back to your podcast where you just talk about yourself all the time." So
Totally.
we both enjoyed that.
Yeah, and think about it for Mark too. I mean, he's got like the best job.
Yeah.
He does what he does, talking about himself. Wouldn't you just want to talk about yourself all day long?
Let's do it.
I would love to talk about myself all day long.
We did it half the time today.
We did.
Cats
We did.
and what is it? Neurosis.
Neuroses.
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 Let's put a bow on this. Where can people find you on Twitter and all that?
So you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Blake V Media, and you can also find me on YouTube on my YouTube show, Winos and Onesies. Every Wednesday there's new episodes, so check it out.
It's a great show. Thumbs up on that show. I'll keep
Tons of
giving
fun.
a thumbs up. Give some thumbs up on our show on YouTube. We always love it. Give us some comments. Tell me what we're doing wrong. Tell how much you hate me and my terrible haircut.
Especially how much you hate Jared.
Yeah, and how bad. I mean, the mohawk's bad already, but with this getting mashed down, it's just a lump on the front of my head. It's terrible. But you can find me at Gilkerson Radio on Twitter, and we will see you next week for episode 10.
See ya!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Boom you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.